Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising. Welcome to your Mercury in retrograde reading. We're going to do a couple of things today. We're going to look at the challenge and the opportunity with this period of retrograde. And then we're going to look at, because X's can come back during Mercury retrograde, but this one is particularly interesting because there is a conversation that is going on between Venus and Mars, the cosmic lovers. They're in this energy of choice and decision making from August 28th until that full moon eclipse in Scorpio on October 28th. And so I wanted to take a look at what you can do in reevaluate, reassess, reconfigure in your own life, because we can't change anyone but ourselves, right? And so what can you do to increase your opportunity to reboot relationships, to take them to another level? So this could be if you're in a currently committed relationship, it gives you an opportunity to reassess a few things and make some choices. And then, of course, if you're single, it's a different opportunity. It's kind of like, what do I want to do moving forward? This one has shown up so many times. I want to say almost half the time. Okay, wow. All right then. All right then. So you have for overall energy, you have the twilight. Okay, so this is fascinating to me because in the twilight, in the summer, that's when all of a sudden, out of the darkness, right, out of the impending darkness, out of the diminishing light, drops down all these bats. They're out there hunting the fireflies and the mosquitoes, and you know, I was expecting to see that show up here. No. Okay. And you have two bats that showed up in your reading. So definitely something going on. You also had two crows show up. One is the opportunity and one is the challenge, which I find very interesting. So, crow magic. All right. So, let's check the challenge first. So, what were we talking about? You have the Lover's card. This is that Venus and Mars energy that is really tied up in this, because it's all happening by the time we move through Venus going direct, and Mercury, Venus and Mercury clearing their shadow right at the time of the new moon eclipse in Libra, and then Mars and Venus separate at that full moon eclipse in Taurus. There's that between now and October 28th, there's a lot of getting ourselves on page with ourselves and knowing what it is that we want and figuring things out. And then all the personal planets will move forward, while the outer planets will all be in retrograde, and it won't matter, because if we know in our heart what we want, what's going on out there, we won't lose our focus. And this is what this is an opportunity for us, is to really drill into what it is that we want, and using this retrograde to revise, to review, to recalibrate, to reconnect, right, with our dreams, our goals, our partners, our where it is that we want to do. And so the twilight says, surrender to the last hour when the light barely touches the flowers. And I want to say that for you, Sagittarius, over the course of the next 2 months, that is magic. That is pure magic for you. That is a time where, if you are in a significant relationship, that you should go for an evening walk and just focus on your significant other. If you are working on a project, that is a time to sit and consider, to journal, to think things through. to just go out and catch the sunset, watch the fireflies come up, and then when those bats are dropping down out of the sky, and we're moving into that Halloween energy too, toward the end there, and that when the veil is super thin and the magic is available and the information from our ancestors is so available, that is the time. And so this twilight energy, think of it as the magic hour for you over the next 2 months. I really think so. So you have the Mother of Cups. This is your challenge. The challenge is making a choice following your heart. The Mother of Cups, she knows her worth. She looks in, she scries, she sees the future, and she's willing to move in that direction. And I think when we are in this energy of choice, that means you have multiple options, but this to me says that there's somebody else that's also in the decision-making process. And that's why sometimes it's a little bit more challenging, because you have the map maker of destiny as a challenge. So choosing the path. And so using that winding down time at the end of the day to choose, to think, to evaluate where it is that you want to go. We have this reflecting energy of the swan. We see ourselves reflected to us in others. We see, this is also self-reflection. So, really making that a sacred time for yourself will be very helpful. All right, this crow. This crow is fascinating because he shows up here and he shows up here. He's on both sides of the equation. And to me, crows are about magic, but we are going to go. So, spiritually strong, creative, and watchful. The crow has long been a symbol of magic. A crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. And it is said that the crow holds within its mind's eye 3 realities: the past, the present, and the future. And that's what that Queen of Cups is doing too. She's seeing into the future, right? She sees it all, really. So that Queen of Cups energy is really strong here for you guys. So, crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. That's why it's a challenge. Mercury is in retrograde, and Mercury is of the mind. So you may feel like you have very muddled thinking here. Feeling a little ungrounded and hypersensitive is what it says. So we have the buffalo, which is definitely about being grounded, right? And so this feeling ungrounded is kind of a thing, right? These birds, they're in flight, right? So there's a lot going on here. I really want to also say in the evening, if you could be barefoot and sitting outside and getting your feet into the dirt, I would totally do that. So we have some very fiery energy showing up here, right? We've got the cheetah that wants to move forward, and we've got the tarantula. And because these are in the area of what's challenging, and with it comes the deer spirit, which says to bring a gentle touch, I think that you're feeling a little fired up, a little aggressive. But again, I want to consult the book because Spirit brought a deck to me that I don't use often enough for me to be really confident in. So solar force, action, achievement, and masculine energy. It's impatience and competition. This tarantula, though, because to me a cheetah is about going the distance too. Like you can go from 0 to 60 in, what is it, like 2.5 seconds if you're a cheetah. But then they run out of gas, right? And so there is a need to create a balance, right? It says bring a gentle touch to keep things slow. All right, the tarantula, though. Tarantula says you're at a crossroads and claiming your life purpose. Now we get to the map maker of destiny. So you are in the challenge here is that things may be seeming to go really fast around you, or you want things to go faster, and you're feeling a little ungrounded, and there's a need to reflect. And I think if you do it at the end of the day, if you make a ritual of taking time in those twilight hours to be a magical time for you to sit and to think and to feel about what is your dreams, your goals, and your hopes, to see in the changing light, your immutable sign. So really using that shifting light and energy to kind of pull in, right? It's a retreating time when Mercury is in retrograde, all the RE words, and really pull your energy in, and because you are preparing to create your map. You're preparing to draw it, but there's a need to really understand what is of value to you inside of you. What do you want to see reflected out into the world? What are you trying to draw and attract to you? Opportunities, relationships, whatever. And you're feeling a little ungrounded, right? You're definitely feeling a little ungrounded. So the tarantula represents a moment when a great decision must be made. It involves prioritizing your life's deeper purpose or your dharma. Life's deep purpose. A habit or routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dream, yet a voice inside of you is begging you to refocus. There's an RE word, refocus your attention in order to find your true happiness. You must choose Dharma. Until you do, satisfaction will be fleeting. The tarantula hovers, patient and calm, like an old friend that knows your inner soul. It already knows. You will choose wisely. You will choose wisely. It's just a matter of getting reconnected with your inner knowing, right? And so this isn't about overthinking it. It's about getting into your feelings. How do you feel about something? Because that's where your life purpose is found. Your soul's purpose is found where your sun sign is. So if you're a Sagittarius, where in your chart does that fall, right? Your sun. If you're a Sagittarius rising, again, though, your soul energy, that's that soul and solar power. They really go together. And so take a look and see where that falls in your chart. There's a chart calculator in the description box below. I highly recommend it. I think that knowing that may help you to sort some of the stuff out. But again, by the time we get to the middle of October, all of the personal planets are moving forward and everybody else is retrograde. And so it is really about what we want, what we believe in, what is of value to us. And we may have to adapt to what goes on around us because everything's in retrograde and it's moving slow and it's revisiting stuff too, right? But we'll be moving forward with our soul purpose, all of us collectively, because of this interesting dynamic of the personal planets all moving forward while everything else is retrograde. And so using that energy. Okay, let's take a look at your opportunity because you have this bat. This bat is the hangman in this deck, and in this other deck we have the bat, which is about this bat with the moon is taking flight. So he's hanging out here, and here he's taking flight. And I really believe that this has to do with once Mercury clears its shadow and we're in that full moon energy, so that full moon behind him, that eclipse energy that comes in on the 28th. I think then by then you're going to know which direction you want to move in. Bats move with intuition, right? They sense. They're not seen, they sense. They use their sonar to help them move in the direction they want to go in. And so you have here the Empress as the opportunity, but all the growth is happening beneath. There's the mountain, there's the ground. All the growth is going on inside of you. All of the growth is going on inside of you right now. The choice and the decision of where you want to expand your energy, and the mountain becomes an indomitable force to be reckoned with. And so, but it is the solid foundation that you lay by feeling into the energy of what you want. And then you have the crow spirit co-create with spirit, and so the spirit shows up. Eagle spirit, spirit has your back. And eagles soar up in the mountains, right? And so there is this energy about really being able to, if you can find the quiet, if you can choose to be patient as opposed to impatient, if you allow the process to develop, but create the space for development in the twilight hours, make it a routine for the next 5-6 weeks, where you just go out and sit and ruminate. It is okay to ruminate a little, as long as you're not spinning your wheels. You're inviting spirit to bring you messages. And so just go out there and see what comes through. Journaling may help you to do this. Having a conversation with someone who's very significant in your life. Sorting through the issues. Going for a walk. That twilight time, though, it's magic for you. It's truly magic. It'll help you get grounded. It'll help you be able to see what the next steps are. You have the butterfly spirit. Transformation is beautiful. To me, this is about manifesting something in the 3D. Taking flight. This is the opportunity. But first, the butterfly spends time in the cocoon, right? And then we have the bee. And the bee does say that things will be busy. You'll have to do the work in order to get the rewards, right? But also it takes time. So you have an opportunity to do something that is sweet, has sweet rewards for you. That, again, the flowers, though, right? There's this energy of flitting from one thing to the other, and taking a little bit of this and a little bit of that to make a whole bunch of something really sweet. You have the beaver spirit laying a solid foundation. Oh my God. Lay a solid foundation. And that solid foundation is in the knowingness that this is your soul's purpose. That's the foundation from which to grow here. So, with this comes your ability to detach. Right? When it comes time to set flight, allow yourself to detach. So, we have a full moon in Pisces on the 30th of this month. We have a full moon in Pisces, and we have a full moon in Aries. That should be like the end of September, like the 26th maybe. And then we have a full moon that is happening that is an eclipse in Taurus. So you have 3 full moons, and so you may find that you're letting things go in stages also. Like, I'm releasing this commitment, I'm releasing this paradigm, I'm releasing this idea that I've hung on to for too long that I've outgrown. And so you have this opportunity to do this. So during this retrograde, you have 3 opportunities to really release. Well, 2, and then there's the big eclipse. There's 2 eclipses right in a row. And so we have the hungry ghost, which definitely is your opportunity to let go of your obsessions, your scarcity consciousness, and your need to attach things that you've outgrown. And the wise woman of Wonderland says to work in your integrity. Compromise is great as long as you're not compromising your integrity. So when it's your soul purpose, when you know it's what you need to do, the compromise isn't around your soul purpose. The compromise may be that you dedicate less time to something that is not your soul purpose than you do to make space for your soul purpose. This is a very wow time. Wow, that's so much. I want to say it's carrying. I don't want you. I'm feeling you're overwhelmed by the enormity of the responsibility. Get grounded, and I think that if you take your time and you don't feel like you have to know the answer, but that you have to create the space for the answer to come to you, right? You can create space. That is something you can consciously choose to do. Create space and allow the answer to come through. As opposed to, I have to figure this out. It's not going to be figuring it out. You're not finding it through your head. You're finding it through your heart. And in order to do that, You got to slow things down enough to feel what it is that you feel. You have the Rainbow Reviver. Okay, so that Venus Mars energy, that choice and decision making as they're making their way through things, and making choices. What can you do to improve your opportunities, right? For relationships that really bring joy and happiness, right? So the Rainbow Reviver is feeling good from the inside out. It's important no matter what is happening in your personal life. And so that is what this is about, right? We got this rainbow energy with this crow here too, right? It's about finding that space inside of you that just knows, right? And so I think when you really focus on that, that raises your vibration in general, which will attract better opportunities for everything into your life. We all need a little lift from time to time, and the Rainbow Reviver is a great way to put a smile on your face. When you are single, the Rainbow Reviver can help you feel more positive and lovable. If you are in a relationship and the challenges of life have worn you down a little, the rainbow will brighten you up and will brighten up your day. You can give yourself a Rainbow Reviver at any time, and it only takes a minute. First, take a nice deep breath, exhale fully, and get present into your body and the moment. Boy, that's grounding. You could do this in the twilight every night. Oh, I love this. Then imagine a rainbow with its 7 rich, luminous colors. Picture the rainbow floating towards you and streaming into your crown chakra at the top of your head, filling you up until you are overflowing. Allow it to wash over the surface of you as well. Then affirm it to yourself. The rainbow is cleansing, uplifting, and energizing. I feel peaceful, positive, and happy. What a great way to energetically clear the crap of the day in the twilight. Oh, you have drawn this card today because your angels and spirit guides would like you to use this simple technique whenever you need a cosmic hug. They even suggest that you get a picture of a rainbow on your mobile phone, computer, or in your wallet to remind you of this lovely technique, because life gets busy and it's easy to forget that help is at hand. Drink in the soothing, healing, and uplifting energy of the rainbow as often as you like. You can't overdo it. So really, it's interesting because this is, I've been doing them in order this time. So Sagittarius, what are you, number 9? This is the first time that really the energy has been around. Just cleanse your energy. You're fine. You just need to let go of the anxiety. Breathe. Allow that rainbow to sift through you. Do this in the evening. The twilight hours for you are magic right now. And your ability to utilize them is immense. So you should do that, right? That's magic for you. Create your own magic so that you will then be able to map out the direction you're moving in next. I love this reading so much. All right, I'm on Facebook every day. I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. I'm trying to figure out what time is best to put the videos out. There's been some reconfiguration with YouTube, and so if you would like to, in the comment section, tell me where you're from and about what time of day you generally watch the videos, then I can kind of make this all fit together so it's convenient for you and it benefits everybody. So thank you for that. Thank you for joining in the community here and over on Facebook. And if you would like a personal reading, I do those. But I gotta say, Sagittarius, right now, I don't think you should get one. I think you should talk to yourself. So, Sagittarius, I think that the answers that you need are inside of you, and I really want to encourage you to try that avenue first. But if you would like to do an astrology chart reading, because it might give you a better idea of how things are moving as opposed to a tarot reading, I do those too. And I actually think that may benefit you more than a tarot reading at this time. I'm not trying to not make business for myself, but I'm trying to do what's good for you. So it's balance. All right, you guys take great care of yourselves, and I will see you again next week.